Hello, lovely souls. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Infinity, and this is Magnetize Official, where we dive into topics like life, love, spirituality, and, of course, the law of attraction. In today's video, we're doing a special reading and energy update for all you beautiful people watching. I'm not sure what messages will come through today. I'm just going to trust the cards and follow the energy that wants to flow. So, let's get started. I'm kicking things off by shuffling my Energy Oracle cards deck. Let's see what messages are ready to come through for our amazing community. Here we go. All right, beautiful souls, let's dive into the first card. We've got the attachment card, and by the way, I'm keeping things super open today. The messages coming through could be about your life in general, your love life, your career, or even guidance from your higher self or spirit guides, whatever you call those special spiritual forces in your world. If I get a nudge that's something specifically about romance or another area, I'll definitely let you know. So, with the attachment card and the all tied up card in the upright position, I'm picking up some interesting vibes. For some reason, I'm seeing a wedding dress or something connected to a wedding or marriage. With the all tied up card, it feels like someone's stuck in a bit of a rut. I'm getting a strong sense of traditional values here. It's like there's someone in your life, or maybe this is about you, who's really tied to tradition. I'm hearing they might want things done a certain way, or they're deeply rooted in a traditional belief system. Yeah, this could be someone close to you that I'm picking up on. Let's see where this energy takes us. Okay, beautiful souls, let's keep flowing with this energy. This message might feel internal for some of you, but for many, I'm sensing it's about someone or something external. With the Sun card in the upright position, the words new beginning just burst through so strongly. It's like they demanded to be heard. This energy is super nuanced, so let's unpack it together. For some of you, this could be an inner feeling, like a heaviness around wanting to stick to traditional ways or follow society's rules and belief systems. But if you're part of this amazing collective that tunes into this channel, I'm betting you're someone who's breaking free from those old, limiting patterns that keep most people stuck on rigid timelines. You're so free. I'm hearing you're a timeline traveler. You don't lock yourself into one strict way of doing things. You've got this beautiful fluidity, this flexibility in your energy. Now, here's the thing. I'm picking up that some people around you might be pushing you to tone down that freedom. They want you to do things the traditional way, the rigid way. These could be actual people in your life, and I'm hearing some might even be talking about you behind your back, saying things like, I wish they'd just do things normally, or follow a more traditional path. The reason? They don't have the tools or understanding to get how you operate. You're not on their frequency, beautiful souls. You're not playing by their rules or living in their world. It's like that classic saying, don't take advice from people who don't get your vibe. You're on a whole different level, and that's your power. Let's see what else comes through. I'm picking up that classic saying, don't take advice from people who haven't been where you want to go. And wow! That feels so spot on here. The vibe I'm getting is that these people or energies around you, they haven't done the things you're dreaming of or manifesting. For some of you, you've already accomplished big things, and yet there are still folks, or maybe even society, trying to tell you how to do things. I'm hearing something about running your business. Maybe you actually have a business, or this could just mean your career, your life, or how you handle things. But here's the truth. What you're doing is working. It's worked for you so far, and I'm hearing spiritual confidence loud and clear. I am also getting a strong nudge about the throat chakra. This is all about your voice, both your literal voice and your inner truth. You might have had moments recently, or they're coming up soon, where you need to use your voice to push back against these pressures. Not in a harsh way, but to clearly say who you are and what you want, to speak your truth into the world. I'm hearing that the best boundary you can set is just radiating your authentic energy, especially through your throat chakra. It's about living your truth and letting that shine. Now, I'm sensing that some of you have been picking up on people or forces wanting you to tone yourself down, to be more diluted. Even though you know your way is working, it's building momentum in the direction you want. There might be moments where you wonder, am I doing this right? I'm hearing something about competency. You are competent, but sometimes imposter syndrome creeps in, making you question what you're actually an expert in. Your deep understanding of how energy works, how to direct it, how to be the alchemist of your own life, and how to manifest in your unique, beautiful way. The message coming through is so clear. Be confident in the path you're on. You've been walking it for a while, and you've seen it work. It's all about connecting the dots and trusting that you're exactly where you need to be. Let's keep tuning into this powerful energy. I'm also getting a big wave of messages about how your intuition has been on fire lately. You're becoming so much more aware of it. I'd love to hear in the comments if this resonates. But have you noticed those moments where you're thinking of someone and bam, they call or text? Or you're pondering something and suddenly it happens? Maybe you're wondering about something and then you're living it. If any of this is happening, it's a huge sign you're connecting with your intuition in a super conscious way. That throat chakra energy is turning inward, helping you tune into your inner voice. Now, something unexpected is coming up. It's a download I got earlier today, and I didn't think it would show up in this reading. But here's what's coming through for this reading. This spiritual elevation is also tied to your personal manifestations. In the past, just like you were a bridge for others, helping them step by step into higher consciousness, you also had to work your way up slowly to reach certain frequencies to manifest what you wanted. Oh, beautiful souls, this is getting so juicy. The energy is buzzing, and I'm hearing the words instantaneous manifestation. I know that sounds wild, but trust me, this is something you're going to start noticing in your life. What I mean is, you don't have to slowly climb your way into the right vibe anymore. You've been holding such high, radiant energy for so long, consistently shining as that beacon, that you're already there. You're glowing. You're high vibrational most of the time. And because of that, you can now step into certain energies and manifest things in a way that feels almost instant. My guides are saying you can practice this in your everyday life, even in ways that might seem small at first. But don't let that fool you. These are huge signs that you're tapping into this incredible ability. As you keep practicing, you'll be able to direct this power toward bigger and bigger manifestations. It's like you can put on an energy, almost like slipping on a coat. And this reminds me of something called the Marilyn Monroe effect. Let me share the story for those who don't know it. So, picture this. Marilyn Monroe was walking down a street. Pretty sure it was New York City, but don't quote me on the details. She was with a friend, just blending in, and no one was really noticing her, even though she was super famous. Then she turned to her friend and said, "Want to see me become her?" And just like that, she flipped a switch in her energy. Her friend said it was like magic. Suddenly, everyone on the same street was turning to stare at her, mesmerized, wondering who she was. She didn't change her clothes or her face. She just stepped into this powerful, radiant energy. The Marilyn Monroe energy. It was like an invisibility cloak fell off, and her aura was undeniable. Here's the exciting part. You have this same gift. You can shift into an energy instantly and see results. I'm hearing that manifestation doesn't have to be a long, drawn-out process for you anymore. And it's not just about physical things either. Take Marilyn. She was known for her beauty. But when she wasn't on, people didn't notice her. Nothing about her looks changed. It was all about the energy she radiated. You're learning to do the same, beautiful souls, and it's going to change the game for you. Let's keep riding this wave. We're on such a high vibe right now. The message coming through is so empowering. Society often tells us we need to change things on the outside, like our looks, our situation, or something measurable, before we can get what we want or become who we're meant to be. But guess what? That's not the truth for you anymore. My guides are shouting that you can shift into an energy instantly and completely transform your world. It changes how you experience your reality and brings in the manifestations you're calling in. They're encouraging you to try this out for yourself. Picture this. In the middle of your day, if you think, "I really want this to happen," you can just slip into the energy of it. Imagine it's already yours, that it's already who you are. I'm hearing you can make it easy, like flipping a switch in your mind. You don't need a fancy tool right then and there. You don't have to stop and meditate, visualize, or do a big manifestation ritual. Why? Because you are the meditation. You are the manifestation practice. You are the magic. It's all about your energy. Now, I know most people, especially when they're starting out, lean on tools like rituals or routines to manifest, and that's totally okay. Many of us in this collective have our go-to practices, and I always say, do what feels good and aligned for you. I've got my own daily energetic hygiene habits that I love. But here's the thing. Those rituals have built a strong foundation for you. They've helped you naturally vibrate at this high frequency. And now, throughout your day, when you want something specific, like a certain outcome, a conversation, or an event, all you need to do is intend and decide. Just say, "Okay, this is mine," and step into that energy. You're going to see how fast things can shift. Let's keep this magic flowing, beautiful souls. When you want something to happen, here's what you do. Right in that moment, just picture it in your mind. Imagine it's already happening. It's like you're creating a super fast pathway to that outcome, right then and there. I'm hearing it's so simple. You can just decide, "I want to experience this," and step into that vibe. Now, think of this instantaneous manifestation like a muscle. The more you practice it with smaller things, like lifting light weights, the stronger it gets. Each time you try it, you're building your confidence and trust in your ability to flip into these energies so easily. I know this topic popped up a bit randomly in our reading, but isn't it just fascinating that you're stepping into this power? And here's something important. Someone's guides are really emphasizing this. Your daily manifestation rituals, whatever works for you, are still super valuable. Why? I'm getting a big download about this right now. Those rituals aren't just about making specific things happen. They're about keeping you vibrating at that high, radiant level all the time. That consistent high vibe is what gives you the ability to consciously tap into specific outcomes, manifestations, or even different realities whenever you want. You're like a cosmic superstar, and those daily practices are your foundation for shining bright. Let's keep exploring this magic, beautiful souls. I was just mentioning how some people can kind of latch onto your energy psychically. Wow, that's a wild message coming through. But let me pause on that and circle back, because I want to focus on your daily energy practices first. Those rituals, whatever you do to clear and stabilize your energy, are so important. By the way, I'd love to hear in the comments what your go-to rituals are. I bet this amazing community would be so inspired to learn what you do to keep your vibe high. So, here's the deal. Your daily practices have two big benefits. We already talked about how they keep you vibrating at a high frequency, but the second benefit is like stepping into an elevator. When you do your routines, whether it's meditation, journaling, or whatever feels good to you, it's like you're riding that elevator up to the highest floor possible. And when you step out, you're in a whole new potential reality. That floor is filled with new people, connections, opportunities, and manifestations that match your high vibe. Oh, radiant souls, we're riding this high vibe together, and it's so magical. Since you're already on this elevated level from your daily practices, you're noticing those sparks of creativity, fresh ideas, and bursts of inspiration popping up throughout the day. That's your cue to lean into this magic and manifest even more. You're in the perfect space to attract what's meant for you. Here's the cool part. You can just step into the energy of what you want. It's like flipping a switch. You've already done the work to raise your vibration to this high level, so you can see it, feel it, and access it. Then, all you do is embody it and boom, you're manifesting it. I hope this is clicking, because we're talking about quantum manifestation here, super cutting-edge stuff. And by the way, thank you, beautiful co-creators, for bringing your energy to this space. Every video we do together is a co-creation, and I'm so grateful for you. Now something else is coming through, and it's really interesting. When you step into that energetic elevator and rise to a new level, what feels like a floor to you, a new reality full of possibilities, might feel like a ceiling to someone else. I'm sensing there are people in your life, maybe from your past, who just can't wrap their heads around what you're doing right now. And when I say they can't comprehend it, I mean it, literally. Have you noticed this? Let me know in the comments if this resonates. You might be talking to someone who's smart, eloquent, and great at holding a conversation. They listen, they remember details. But when you share something about yourself, like your dreams, your projects, your passions, or your vision, it's like they hit a wall. They can't process it, no matter how clearly you explain. I've definitely felt this in my own life, and I'm picking up that many of you have too. This is getting so juicy. I'm feeling you on this. Many of you have totally experienced what I'm about to say. You're talking to someone, sharing something about your life or dreams, and in a snap, it's like you're speaking a totally different language. Vibrationally, you kind of are. The words you're saying carry light, energy, and codes that some people just can't process. Their minds hit a wall and reject it. Let me paint a picture. You've probably seen those videos. Or maybe you did this in school like I did, where they show a teen playing basketball and tell you to focus on the ball. So, you're locked in, watching that ball bounce, and meanwhile, something wild like a gorilla walks right through the background. The craziest part? Nobody notices it. Our brains were so focused on the ball that they filtered out everything else. That's tied to something called the reticular activating system. Super cool science we could dive into in another video, especially how it connects to manifestation. I know a lot of you are familiar with this stuff. Here's the deal. You are like that gorilla in the background. The ball people are focused on is their version of reality, and you're showing up with this vibrant, high-vibe energy they can't quite see. Now, you wouldn't keep having these interactions with certain people if they weren't in your orbit, right? But here's a powerful message that came through during my meditation today. It just stuck with me. You push people beyond the limits of what they believe is possible. That's your magic. It's like you're stretching their reality, even if they don't realize it. I'm feeling like I need a whiteboard to break this down. Maybe I'll do that in a future video. For now, let's keep riding this wave of beautiful energy, my radiant souls. We're diving deep into something so exciting. Picture this in your mind. I'm imagining a Venn diagram, 2 circles with a little overlap in the middle. One circle is you, vibing in this 5D, high vibrational, magical reality. You're that radiant beacon we've been talking about, shining bright. The other circle is the people you're meeting and connecting with right now. They're mostly living in a 3D world, maybe holding on to rigid beliefs or limited ideas. But here's the thing. They're starting to open their minds a bit, and that overlap in the middle. That's where you connect with them. Now, here's the key. There's so much about you in that 5D space that these folks literally can't process. Even if they want to listen, even if they want to be in your life, they're not energetically on your level. They're not on the same floor in the building. You're up high, and they've only got this peripheral access to you. So, in that overlap space, you can chat and connect pretty well until you hit certain topics. When you talk about your big dreams or high-vibe ideas, it's like their brain's reticular activating system kicks in, focusing only on what they think is possible. They totally miss what you're saying because it doesn't fit their view of the world or what they believe about you. But here's the magic. When you spend time around them, something beautiful happens. Slowly, their minds start to expand. They begin to grasp those bigger ideas and stretch their consciousness a little further. You're not dimming your light or stepping away from being that beacon. You're still shining in your 5D circle. You're just naturally helping them grow by being you. Isn't that incredible? We're circling back to that new spiritual role we talked about, and I'm feeling this is a big part of what it's all about for you. You're meeting people in that middle space, that overlap in the Venn diagram, but you're not chasing them or dropping down to their level. You're staying in your magical 5D circle, living in that high vibe reality. These folks have shifted just enough in their own circle to create that overlap where you can connect. And slowly, because of you, they're being pulled toward your space, into this higher vibrational reality. You're pushing the boundaries of what they think is possible. At first, they might just want to connect with you or have you in their life, but over time, being around you opens their minds to new possibilities, new realities. But here's the key. You're staying steady as that beacon. You're not sliding your circle down into their 3D world anymore. You're holding your ground in your magical reality. And that's where the magic happens. Now, here's something important. You're not meant to be swayed by them. You're meant to stay strong, stable, and solid in your lane, in your high vibe world. The tricky part, and I'm feeling this strongly, is not taking it personally when someone's circle drifts fully back into 3D, and that overlap between you disappears. This ties into what we talked about in Monday's reading about people who ghost you. That moment when they seem to vanish from your reality. It's not because of anything you did. It's because of what you're not doing. You're not lowering your vibration, sacrificing your vision, or stepping off your destined path to meet them in a lower vibe. When their circle drifts into that 3D space, it's like the overlap in the Venn diagram is gone. Your circles aren't touching anymore. I know I'm leaning hard into this analogy, but I feel it's really clicking for someone out there. In those moments, you might try to reach out, or they might try to contact you, but it's like the connection just doesn't work. Messages don't go through, or you don't see them. It's like the universe is blocking that interaction. That happens when someone sinks into a lower vibration and closes off their mind or energy. It doesn't mean they can't rise back up to connect with you later, but in that moment, they're not there. Your spiritual role isn't to dip down and meet them where they are anymore. You're meant to shine as the beacon you are, holding that high vibe. Wow, I did not expect this reading to take us here. But it's so powerful. All right, beautiful souls, we're wrapping up this incredible reading here. Thank you so much for tuning in today and bringing your radiant energy to this space. I'm sending you all massive waves of love and wishing you the most amazing rest of your day. Keep shining, my lovely co-creators. Until next time.